You're welcome to another session of the ATU Library Python programming tutorial series. And this particular tutorial is going to focus on how you can loop through an entire list. And in our previous tutorial, we've been discussing what lists are. So we demonstrated what lists are. We also did a tutorial on how you can append, how you can change or modify your list, how you can also pop that is popping something. You can also remove, you can also insert. That is, we've performed some activities when it comes to list in Python. So in our previous tutorial, we explained into details what actually lists are. Now, this particular tutorial is going to focus on how you can loop through your list. And this tutorial is brought to you by Obed. And so some theory here, then move on to the practical section. That is moving on to our IDE, that is PyCharm. So when you talk about looping, what is looping? We start with an example. Let's say we have a list of fruits, and the fruits we have apple, banana, orange. So what you see over here is a list, okay? Now we want to say that we want to print every fruit. We want to print each fruit that we have over here, but the print should come out with like, hi apple, hi banana, hi orange. Previously we will be typing print hi apple print, hi banana print, hi orange. But this time around we actually don't want to do that, and we want to execute this at a go just once. We don't want to repeat writing the print, and the print for 3 times. So we are saying that when you use a loop, we can visit each fruit on the list and do something with it. Let's say we want to say hi to each fruit. The loop starts by looking at the first fruit, which is apple. It says hi, apple. Moves on to the next fruit, which is banana. It says hi, banana. And then moves on to the last fruit, which is orange. It says hi, what's orange? Okay. That is what the loop actually does. Now, by going through each item on the list, the loop helps us perform the same action for all the fruits without repeating the code. So let's quickly jump to our IDE PyCharm and have some demo. Okay, so we are saying that that's a comment over here. We are going to demonstrate looping through a list. So we have a list. Let's say our list is names of students. So let's say we have Kobe, we have Anthony, we have Bismarck, we have Seth, we have Thomas, we have Asari. Okay, that's cool. Now, there is one particular thing that we couldn't capture in our previous tutorial, and I'll do that over here quickly before we move on to the looping. And that is called sort. Okay, that is called sort. So, sort basically means that you want to arrange your list, the values that you have in your list, in an alphabetical order. You realize that this is not properly arranged when it comes to alphabet or alphabetical order. So let's create our list first, names of students. Now we have what we call the sorting. So I have my names of students, calling the sort method. So that is it, sorting. Now I'll go ahead and print, go ahead and print the names of, that is my list, that is names of students, sorry. So names, okay, all right. So let's execute this. Okay, so we have Kobe, Anthony, Bismarck, Seth, Thomas, Asari. That is for the first one. Printing it as it is. Then we have the sorting. So you realize that Anthony comes, Asari, Bismarck, Kobe, Seth, Thomas. Okay, so that is basically what's sorted. And if you really want to go back to the previous one, so we can have like change the sorting, you also introduce what we call the reverse. So we have names of student dot reverse. Okay, then we go ahead and print. You go ahead and print names of students. So it goes back. Okay, so we have reverse actually. What we have, the Kobe, we have Anthony, Bismarck, St. Thomas, Asari. Now we have names of students after the sorting, that is Anthony, Asari, Bismarck, Kobe, Seth, and Thomas. So this is what we currently have in the list. And this is what we currently have. That is the Anthony, Sarah, Bismarck, Kobe, Seth, and Thomas. That is how it's been arranged in the list. Now we use the reverse to change everything again. So now we have Thomas. This is done based on this. So you have Thomas, Seth, Kobe, Bismarck, Asari, Anthony. It's like it's not arranged in alphabetical order, right? It has been reversed. So you realize that Thomas comes, this Thomas, we have Thomas over here, we have Seth over here, we have Kobe over here, we have Bismarck, we have Asari, and we have what? Anthony. It has been reversed, right? Okay. So let's move away from this and let's do what we want to do today. That is the for. Okay. Now, when you want to loop, that is the looping here. When you want to loop, we start with this. That is the for. You start with the for keyword. Now, when you have the for keyword, you give a general name. Now, the name that I'm come to give over here will represent all the names that I have in the names of students over here. So I'm going to say for names in names of students, I introduce this. So we have for names in names of students, then you have your colon over here. Now the names that the names over here represent all the names over here. So we are saying that for names, it means for Kobe in names of students, for Anthony in names of students, for Bismarck. So names represent Kobe, names represent Anthony, names represent Bismarck. So when it's looping, it picks Kobe first. When it picks Kobe, what do you want the code to do with respect to Kobe or the looping? Okay, so you realize that there's an indentation over here. Now, when you are doing the loop, you don't need to, you realize that from this side, from here, the moment I hit on the enter key, there's an indentation over here. It means that when you start over here like this, you're going to get an error. So there's an indentation. Okay, all right. So if the looping picks Kobe, what do you want it to do? So we are saying that, okay, so print, let's use the F format. So for each name that you print, or for each name that you pick from the list, representing that is these names, the name variable over here, I'm using this as a variable, picking each of the names that we have over here, what you are supposed to do is, okay, go ahead, my F format, go ahead and print hi. Hi, pick the name. That is that is names of students. Okay. So I have hi. So for each name over here, you are supposed to print this. Okay. So you are supposed to, so for names in names of students, you are supposed to, so when you pick names that is representing the Kobe, so when you have names, so hi, Kobe, you are welcome to, okay, let's say we welcome you to Python programming class. Okay. All right. So for each name, so let's do it like, okay, for name or for names, actually. Okay, let's read name. So for name in names of students, meaning for Kobe, in names of students list, print hi, Kobe. We welcome you to Python programming class. Okay. All right. So let's execute this. All right. So what we have over here actually is printing our entire list. First, Kobe, Anthony, Bismarck, Seth, Thomas, and Asari. And we are also saying that in the loop, pick a name that is for this one and print hi, Kobe. Hi, Anthony, we welcome you to Python programming class. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the looping executes 6 times. And when it is executing 6 times, it associates each name over here to this variable called what name. And we have the name over here. So hi, what has this name picked? Put it over here. Go ahead and print the remaining characters to it. All right. Now, after printing this, you can come out from the loop. When you are coming out from the loop, you don't continue with the indentation. You don't type over here, but rather you start from the other side. So we can say that, okay, print, let's say, thank you all for joining the class. So let's go ahead and print this. So you realize that this one is outside the loop. Thank you all for joining the class. So this one is outside the, so it doesn't repeat itself for what? 6 times. Okay, it's like it's too close to this. We can introduce our F format, then we'll have our new line so that okay, so we have thank you all for joining the class. Okay, now let's try to add some like, let's modify this code. Okay, because we have when we were dealing with a string, we were dealing, or we talked about title, we talked about upper, we talked about what lower. So let's try to apply some of the string methods over here. So we are saying that hi, pick each name, we have what dots, change it to upper. Okay, then go ahead. So upper means capital letters. So that's what we have over here. Kobe, Anthony, Bismarck, Seth, Asari. Okay, now let's change this one. I don't want this. There's something that I want to show you guys over here. Let's say that we also, when we started with list, we talked about appending, we talked about inserting, we talked about, let's say, popping. Okay, whereby pop basically means that you want to remove something from your list, but at the same time, you really want to keep whatever you have removed from your list. So it's like when you remove Asari, you don't just want Asari to go like that, but in your program, there might be cases whereby you will use Asari again. So we remove something from the list and reassign it to a variable so that we can use it later on in our program. For instance, let's say you have an application and someone decides to close his or her account. So the person can now be removed from active users to inactive users. That you can understand that scenario using the PAP the PAP call method when it comes to Python. So let's say we are saying that let me just do a demo with a PAP before I move on to the for. So we have this actually, and we are saying that names.pap. Okay, now let's go ahead and print. We have now this pap that you see over here is going to remove this Asari over here. So we have Kobe, Anthony, Bismarck, Seth, and Thomas. Okay. All right. Now let's run it. So realize that we have Kobe, Anthony, Bismarck, Seth, and Thomas. Now, whatever has been removed from the list, we can reassign it. So let's say that this one, let's give it a name. Not okay. NLIS, that is not in the list. So we can go ahead and print NLIST. Okay, that is what Asari. Now we are going to use the loop or the for loop to be popping this thing for us. And when it pops, you should save it into what? A variable. Okay. So now we are saying that we are saying for name in names of students be popping, that is be removing the last names. So let's say so our names equal to, that is, so this name over here represents Kobe, Anthony, Bismarck, Seth, Thomas, Asari. So we are saying that the name, we are using what we are using this is the list actually. So we are using names of students dot pap. Okay, so the names of students dot pap is going to remove this particular name, Asari, push it into this. And when we are done, we are saying that, okay, so when names of student.pap get rid of this and place it over here, the code should go ahead, or our program should go ahead and print our names. Now I'm going to execute this particular code and I'll tell you what is happening. Because so we are saying that, okay, names of student.pap, Asari, you are off. It's over here, print. Asari, Thomas, you are being papped, or you are out of the list. It saves over here, print it. Set, you are out, saves over here, print it. Bismarck, up to what? Kobe. That is what comes into your mind. Let's see if the code is going to give us if the program is going to output the same thing. Remember that anytime we pop something, the list reduce in size. So when we pop Asari, we are left with what? Thomas. When we pop Set, we are left with what? Bismarck, Anthony, and Kobe. Right? Now, let's execute this code. Let's run it. So we have Asari, Thomas, Set. One may ask about, oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the output is showing only what? 3 names. Why? So let me take you through this. Earlier on, we said that the moment you introduce the for name representing a variable for all these in your list, we said earlier on that the name picks the first name, execute whatever you have under the for loop. When it's done, it goes ahead and pick what? The second one, executes whatever you have under the for loop. So it starts from this side. So this code, we are saying that when name picks Kobe, when it's here, the first iteration or the first looping, the moment it starts, what is the last name? Asari. Pop it up, out, pop it out from the list. So Asari is out from the list. The moment the iteration starts from Kobe, Asari is out. So now Asari is printed. It moves to the next iteration, Anthony. Pop means that we are eliminating the last values. Now, when it moves to Anthony, remember that when it was at Kobe, Asari was what? Printed. When it moves to Anthony, Thomas is also what? Printed. Now it comes to the third one. When it comes to Bismarck, we have Set left. So Set will be what? Printed. So from Bismarck, there's no name remaining. We don't have any names remaining. So it is going to print Asari, Thomas, and Set, as we see over here. So it starts from this side. That is why in our previous example, and Kobe was being printed. So we have, hi, Kobe, you are being welcome to the Python programming class, Anthony. So it starts. So Kobe is assigned to name. When Kobe is being assigned to name, we are saying that for the first iteration, pop the last name. Move on to the second iteration. So we have Anthony. Once you are here, what is the code saying? So you come to your second one. What is the code saying? Pop your last distance, Thomas. You come to your third one. What is it saying? Just pop your last distance and save it to this variable R names. When you are done, you go ahead and what? Print it. That is it. So basically, the for loop, the name that you have over here can represent any other, the variable that you have over here, or the name that is being written over here. It refers to any other name you want to put it over there. But let's say if you are describing cats, you can say that for cats in cats. If you are describing dogs, you can say that for dog in dogs. If you are describing cars, you can say that for car in cars. So this is for name in names of students. So for each name over here, represent this one. What do you want to do with each name? So Kobe is here. So the for loop picks Kobe. Tell us what you want to do with Kobe. Once you are at Kobe as the first iteration, this time around, we are saying that once you are at Kobe, just pop this. But if you are at Kobe, we can say that then print name. That is print this. Kobe will be what? Printed. If you are here, Anthony, okay, then quickly assign Anthony to this and print what? Name. But this time around, we are saying that if you are at Anthony, we come to the next code, we are just telling you that just go ahead and do what? And pop it. That's all. So this is just an intro to the for loop. We'll be doing more of the looping. We will do the while loop and a whole lot, and we are going to execute some code under the loop, that is the for loop, perform other tasks with the looping or the for loop. Okay, so if you want to really grab the concept of looping in Python, we will entreat you or kindly subscribe to the tutorial or the YouTube channel ATU Library, and expect more quality or more good videos from us. Thank you.